Thank you so much for joining us here at Wild Patch Homestead. Again, my name is Steph, this is my husband Tim, and along with our 3 boys, we purchased an abandoned old homestead. Well, it's an old cattle farm and it's got a lot of stuff outdoors that needs to be pulled down, just like these old stables. They look sturdy, but honestly, they're rotting out. There's some good timber and we'll use that to store up for our firewood for the season. I just can't even believe that winter hasn't even really commenced here. It is pretty cold. We've had -2s already, plenty of frost. But yeah, in the end, this is another job that had to get done and these are coming down and we'll see what else we get up to this week and we'll bring you guys along for the ride. So hope you enjoyed the episode. Please consider subscribing and joining us along this journey. We're really looking forward to turning this place into a thriving off-grid homestead. That's the goal, and we've got 4 acres to play with. Not a bad load of wood. Hey, Niji. Hey, Nunus. Woohoo! So that's our storage shed here over here on the end of the house for the wood. So that's nice and close. That's going to fill it right up. That's probably going to like half fill it.
Yeah, like far.
Yeah.
Put about 2 trailer loads in there before and it was...
Oh, did ya?
Half full.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
Oh.
And then sell that other stuff and cut down there as well.
Yeah, I saw that pile. That's pretty excellent. Oh, nice. I mean, we still had quite a bit left in here from when we were doing our wood runs, but we've obviously still got plenty of room to stack her up. But yeah, we definitely need a larger storage area for wood, and that is on the future plans. Much future plans. Hey, chicky wickies. They actually can get to each other. They're still a little, like, segregated, but by their choice. I just wanted to see if there was an egg. So we've got, this is Snow. She's pretty young and she's around 6 months now. She was laying, but we're only getting 10 hours of sunlight and chickens like they prefer around 14 hours. So she stopped laying. Angel was laying. She stopped. Smokey is still going. So normally the big chooks are on this side and she lays in here, but the chicks, they sleep on this side. So there's usually, like, they poo in here. Yeah, and she still lays. But it's really nice and clean actually. So, even with manure in there. So she's a good girl. I do appreciate her laying still. Yeah, I didn't have them locked up in there. This is just, they choose to go in and out. Oh, Nigel's left his toy there. But yeah, they just go in and out like all the time. So anyway, I just wanted to show. And also we had a lot of comments because you can't see the wire. But see, there is, it's just rusty, but we've got wire there and we've got wire on this front gate too. So yeah, they are safe. So far so good. We've got the dogs as well, but they've been good. I wanted to say that Smokey and Angel are leghorns. Our rooster is a Barnevelder cross. Snow is, they call them a white Australorp, but she's just a Sussex cross Australorp, I believe. And then these 2 youngsters are actually off of Smokey and Angel. So leghorns crossed with a Wyandotte, which is so strange. I really thought the little one B would be crossed with an Australorp, but I got them from my mum and so I know where they came from and where they were bred from. So yeah, we've got little B and Gigi over there. Yeah, they're all going well. I need to do a little clean out of their coop soon. It's not too bad actually because they free range most of the time. It's just under the roost at night. But they all know how to use the little bucket feeders, so even though they forage all day, they pop in and have a little feed here and there and wander off. So it's working out quite well. They're a good bunch. And I love seeing them free range outside. It's just beautiful. We kind of hit the mother load with saffron milk caps. So we're just trying to find the newer ones that are coming through. We definitely don't want the big old ones, but this is a great spot that we know now for future as well. These are a really good beginner foraging mushroom. They taste amazing, but they're super easy to identify as well. They bleed orange. They've got beautiful bright orange gills, orange tops, orange stems, and there's not very many others that you can get like confused with it. So you don't want anything that bleeds yellow, but orange is the way to go. What do you got there?
Mushrooms. Zaffies.
I know, they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Lots of them.
Beautiful. Into the basket they go.
Bag basket.
Bag basket. I know, well, the bag was broken and I was like, I don't want to get the basket all gross. But, I mean, seriously, we hit the mother load. I mean, these are too old. You're not going to want to eat these. But as you can see, like, there's a lot of young ones just hiding. We're not even in the plantation. So this is just on the outskirts. And you can see these from the road. There's loads of plantain here too, which is also a fantastic medicinal herb. These eagles are just so majestic. We really enjoy seeing them out and about. But in this case, we always remove the roadkill just so that they don't get hit by a car and they can enjoy their meal safely.
Yep.
So we found these local kangaroo apple trees everywhere. So we've just been keeping an eye out for when they're close to being ripe. And we're just going to pick a bunch of them now. The birds have already started getting to them. So we're hoping that they'll ripen up at home. It's a bit of an experiment, so we won't take too many. And I might try and make a jam out of them, but I'll show you what they look like. They're really bitter and they go nice and orange, like a deeper colour, and that shows that they're ripe. So we'll pick them now. I mean, we'll get rid of these bug damaged ones and leave plenty for the birds, but we don't need many. So that's what we're looking for. We managed to get home just in time before the rain started, and not long after this footage, a storm started. We've got one bay filled up. So it is mainly made up of cow poo, straw, and I've got like cardboard boxes all torn up and food scraps. And then on our water tank, which I'm going to use to water in our compost bays, we had a little bit of rain and yeah, I mean, it's a start. But we are also working on the windmill tank stand that goes with that, so that we can have another source of water close by. That is our current project, because the tank stand used to be quite far away from the windmill and not in the most practical location for us. Another day, another string line. I've just come back from shopping not too long ago, and I kind of wanted to show you a little bit of what I do. So I store my flour in a 20-litre food grade bucket. We got it from Bunnings. They're pretty inexpensive, and I just buy, because I've price checked the price of just white flour, self-raising and plain, and it's so much cheaper just to get it from Aldi for me. I can't find any really good bulk buy stores locally. I mean, we're nowhere near a city, so that could possibly be it. So I buy 10 kilos of plain flour and around 5 kilos of self-raising flour every fortnight. And I just store it in here so I can just grab a bag out and fill up my container up on the bench. So I thought I'd show you guys how I do it. I used to buy like 20 kilo bags and I would just empty them straight into the container, but it's really fiddly to get this off, and then I would have to scoop it all out and flour would get everywhere, and I've just found this works, I don't know, just a lot better for us, so I thought I would share. I wanted to show you the eggs from my hens. So Smokey hasn't stopped laying since we got her, and this has been her egg. And then this is the cute little egg from our youngest. Well, no, she's not our youngest, but she had only just started laying. She was 5.5 months old, and her name's Snowy, and I'm super excited that she's laying at the moment because we're only getting 10 hours of sunlight a day. So, you know, I wasn't really expecting too much from them at the moment. And then we have another Leghorn Angel, and she's also from my mum, and she was laying every single day just like Smokey was, but she just hasn't been laying at all since the move down to our place. Anyway, we're really hoping she picks up on that soon. Hey!
Horses ate it. Well, calves.
Alright, now I make drinking chocolate for the boys and us, I don't know, a couple of times a week. But our young fella is at school now. He's got like 6 months or so left of year 6, and we thought just to kind of get in with the community, it would be nice for him to go, and he was really excited to go and meet some other local kids. It's a very, very tiny school, less than 20 kids, which is perfect because we've been homeschooling for quite some time now, and yeah, we didn't want him to be overwhelmed. So because he's there, and it is really cold where we are, it is the first school that I've known to hand out beanies for children in winter. But anyway, we've bought him a couple of thermos cups. So one's going to be for like soups, pasta, just that kind of thing. And then the other one I'd like to do like a cup of tea or a hot chocolate or something like that as well. So I thought to make it a little bit easy, because he generally packs his own lunches. We don't really do that for him too often anymore. I do make snacks and things like, this is a quince, I guess like a crumble. I made like a muesli and stuff to put on top, and added a little bit of coconut oil and a little sprinkle of this organic sugar from Aldi, and baked it. And so that's for his lunch, part of his lunchbox tomorrow. So I do make things, and I just thought it'd be a bit easier if I made up a mix. So it's just pretty much equal parts, and I know I could do this normally with bigger servings. I usually have scales, but I can't find anything. We've tried looking through our boxes, and I can't find the scales. I can't find his old thermos cups, and I can't find so many bits and pieces that we normally have. So I'm just kind of making do with what I've got. Even jars, like this is such a ginormous jar to do like hot chocolate mix, but I really can't find all my little ones. I've only got jelly jars, but I just thought they were probably a little bit too small. So this is what we're doing. I just work with what I've got. That's kind of how I roll. It's how I just live life. We'll need to taste this and just double check and see what it kind of tastes like and make sure it's alright. But I have no doubt it'll be fine. I am just going to add this is just pink Himalayan, so I'm just going to add a pinch. Because, sorry, a lot of slamming doors, but yeah, that's it. We're done. He can now just chuck a teaspoon of that into his thermos in the morning, add his warm milk, and voila. So tick that off the list. Right, next thing I need to do is make up our muesli, because that's pretty much finished, because I just used like our homemade muesli to do these crumble things. So let me get all that together. I did not realise how much sugar I had spilt all over the table, but luckily this is a very old table. Alright, so I haven't been home from shopping long, maybe a few hours, and my 15-year-old has just already opened and eaten half the packet of our superfood mix, which is what I add to it. So again, from Aldi, because that is like our main shopping place, because it is cheap where we are, we buy rolled oats, and it's the superfood mix. It's near like the veggie section, but it's got a variety of different dried fruit, seeds, coconut mix, things like that. Anyway, that's usually I just mix them together with some cinnamon, mixed spice. You can turn it into granola by adding things as well if you want to. Is there any more of this left?
No.
Have you eaten a bunch of it already?
Yeah.
Because I needed it for this one, because I thought you already had a bag. Teenagers, honestly. Honestly.
Can't taste my chops.
I don't take you anywhere. Right, I do add some salt as well. We just, sweet and salt, they just go all together. Sweet and salt, sweet and salty. You can add your sugar to this if you want to. We don't choose to. There's a lot of sweetness that comes out of this dried fruit. I'll leave a bit in the jar for you, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome, my love. Right. I need to find a place where we now live that sells herbs in bulk, because I usually buy these big bags of cinnamon. I don't really want to buy them online if I can help it, but I do not like buying these little individual containers. I think it's extremely wasteful. And then I'm also adding a bit of mixed spice and just a little bit extra nutmeg, because we like it, but you do you. I've also got some cloves, so if someone's unwell, I can chuck in extra cloves, but that's it really. I mean, I usually throw the lid on and give it a shake, but it's a bit full. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Ooh, the lid almost came off.
I just put that tap on for you.
Thank you.
Just gonna get Dano's TV out and
Oh yeah.
see if I can get it down from what state of origin.
Bit of state of origin. It's been a while. About a year.
Pretty well, yeah.
So funny.
I think.
Right. Last thing I need to do, and I thought I'd bring you along because I'm just doing a bit of restock. I started up a new sourdough starter, which Hudson, my 13-year-old, decided to call Francis. So, introducing Francis. And yeah, Francis is probably, oh, I haven't even been counting. I know people are really pedantic about their sourdoughs, and I'm not that person. So don't follow me for specific sourdough advice, because I don't know how old it is. Maybe 2 weeks. And I'll show you one day what we do with this, because Tim and I eat this every day, and yeah, load it up with salad and stuff, but that's a video for another day. Now, I keep my flour handy. This is just plain white flour. You can use wholemeal flour, spelt flour, like whatever flour. It will get used to it if you want to change it as well, but yeah. it can be a bit touch and go. So there's quite a bit of hooch in there. What just happened to my camera? But I just turned off, so I'm sorry. I'm not sure where I was up to, but sourdough. It's got lots of hooch on it. I'm gonna add some water. This one's just from our like windmill bore well thing because it's really nice water. I don't really need to add much, but I'm trying to make a really big batch because the kids would like a sourdough. I call it a sourdough pancake. It's not a real pancake. I don't even think, there's no recipe. I just chuck it in a pan, but nice hot cast iron. And then I'm just gonna add my flour until I like the consistency. I like a thick, like a cake batter. I don't want it runny, and it then gives it loads to eat and like, you know, get that fermentation going. I mean, this one's so full now it might bubble over. Really, I didn't need to add water. I could have just added flour and got that consistency back to it and given it a good feed, but I really want lots of starter. And Tim and I were out doing the shop, so today's the first day in ages we haven't eaten it. But I'll bring the camera in and I will show you the consistency that I like. And if it's lumpy, don't even worry about it. It's gonna eat through the flour. That's just what it does. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need a lackey band on it. It's, yeah. Can you see that? Like, it's so nice and thick. It's beautiful. You could even go a little bit thicker. I'm not going to because I don't want it to explode out the jar. I just want to give it a nice feed so that tomorrow for lunch, excuse me, Tim and I can enjoy that. So, and the boys, like I said, I've made enough for all of us. Usually there's not. But that's pretty much it now. I'm done with my little restock. So what have we got? We've got muesli. Tim really likes to make up like a smoothie bowl with that. So he'll blitz up Greek yogurt, blueberries, banana, just kind of whatever we've got on hand. But I always buy frozen blueberries for him. So he enjoys mixing that all up and having it topped on top of the muesli. We've got drinking chocolate now, which didn't cost me $5, which I'm happy about. And a nice, very full fed starter. So that's probably going to explode overnight. I might have to sit it on a little plate, but I just don't mind because it's totally worth it. So that's it for me, and I'll see what else we get up to. I'm gonna go and find Tim. I think he's just put a tap on the IBC container out near the compost bay because I need to be able to hook in a hose and water in the compost because I didn't get to do that. And I know that's a really important step. And we've got a roof over ours, if you've probably seen in the last video, because it rains a lot here, usually. It's a bit of a drought at the moment, what they're calling a drought, but to us it's still quite nice and wet. But yeah, it is usually very wet and rainy, and so we wanted a roof so we could control the environment a little bit more. Alright, Tim's not really doing anything, so I thought I would show you guys how the garden's going. We had to put this up, well, Tim and the boys put this up for me because Pepper, our white dog in particular, was very interested in laying in the garden beds, and then the chickens come around here sometimes and we were a little bit concerned that they would get in there and start eating everything. So we're actually doing really well. I didn't mark anything though, which seems so silly. I sprouted this spinach myself. I know, it's a baby, but it's got little leaves coming up on it in cups because that's how I started. I'm pretty sure this will be scarlet kale because I've grown that for years and I've got such a seed bank of it. These are radishes, 2 different types. So I'm sure they're all coming along well. There's lots of lettuce down there. I know they're tiny, it's hard to see. I've got more that's popped up the back. And this is the cleavers just a weed that I found in the pathway that I was so excited to find, because 3 years I've been looking for that. At least 3 years I've been looking for that. And I was super excited, so I planted it in my garden. And that's where I'm going to leave this video this week, but thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks guys, bye.